Early on, new roads, spacious streets, thoughtfully designed structures, and Judah statue in honor of Prime Minister Judah Shumsher were all examples of Rana architecture. Eventually, it developed into a bustling business center that attracted stores, marketplaces, and enterprises to cater to the expanding urban populace. By the 1960s and 1970s, New Road, which sold everything from electronics to textiles, was the epicenter of Kathmandu's retail sector. New Road, however, encountered common urban issues as the city expanded, such as high traffic, crowding, and a lack of pedestrian space. Shukrapath Street is to the left of the Judah Shumsher Jung Bahadur Rana statue, and Dharmapath Street is to the right. The Kathmandu Durbar Square, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is one of Kathmandu Valley's three main squares. The term Durbar refers to a palace or royal court, and the area has historically served as a venue for coronations, royal celebrations, and Buddhist and Hindu ceremonies. A serene, spiritual ambience is created by the fountains, statues, little ponds, and courtyards. The old royal palace, also called the Hanuman Doka Palace, up until the 19th century, the Shah and Mullah dynasties' rulers resided there. It now has museums. There are several exquisite, pagoda-style temples in the Durbar Square neighborhood, some of which date back to the 16th century and include elaborate carvings by Newar craftsmen. The square's history is thought to date back to the 3rd century, even though it was constructed in the 16th century. Later, King Pratap Mullah restored several existing temples and shrines and erected new ones. The 9-story Natal Durbar, also known as Basantapur Durbar, with its peculiar 4 roofs, is one of the most extraordinary buildings from the Shah dynasty. It is said to have been a pleasure house. Many of the ancient buildings suffered severe damage in 2015 due to a large earthquake. Reconstruction of the square has been going on ever since. A testament to Nepal's rich past and culture, Kathmandu Durbar Square was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. The Kathmandu Temple, most likely constructed in the 12th century, Kathmandu served as a public resting place and overnight accommodation for traders and travelers traveling the Trans-Himalayan route between India and Tibet. Known locally as Maru Satao, Satao means public shelter. Visitors occasionally spent weeks or months in this structure to avoid the summertime malaria epidemics in Tarai or the wintertime snowfall in the highlands. According to legend, Kalpavriksha gave a single sal tree trunk, which was used to rebuild the entire Kathmandu. The Lakshmi Narayan Temple, also known as the Garud Narayan Temple, is a 16th century architectural admire located in Maru, Tole, Kathmandu. This temple, dedicated to Lord Vishnu in his Narayan avatar, is a sacred spot for Hindus. Its traditional Newari pagoda-style building, complete with beautiful wood carvings and decorative embellishments, displays the Kathmandu Valley's rich cultural legacy. The temple is a famous landmark in Kathmandu because of its historical and architectural significance, as well as its spiritual significance. Ashok Vinayaka is a Hindu temple in Maru, Tole, located on the eastern side of Kathmandu Durbar Square. It honors Lord Ganesh, also known as Binayak, who is the god of luck. This temple is one of 4 ancient Ganesh temples in Kathmandu Valley, along with Chandra Binayak, Surya Binayak, and Jal Binayak. Other popular Ganesh temples in the valley are Kamal Binayak and Karya Binayak. The temple's facade is covered in gold and enclosed by bars. On important holidays like as Dashain and Indrajatra, the statue wears a silver and valuable metal ornament, and the temple is gorgeously decorated with bells.
गर्न खोजेको के हो यहाँको बसन्तपुरको पछाडि ब्याक साइड हामी उताबाट छिर्यौं कि यतैबाट छिर्नु ल
If you are a wanderer around Basantapur and the Mel, you have most definitely seen or even rode on the fancy, decorated cycles known as rickshaws. The colorful cycles, embedded with extra seats at the back with curved roofs at comfortable leaning, surface carry a maximum of 3 people for rides, depending on the strength of the driver. On an off day, you probably see them parking on roadsides, while the drivers chill with friends, smoking, or even sleep with their faces towards the sun. But if you have been to the Mel, Basantapur, Banjamuda, and around festivals during October to mid-December, you have seen the decorated rickshaws on small roads, busy carrying passengers. A review about rickshaw rides in Kathmandu from tourists. I have felt Kathmandu heaps more safer in rickshaw rides when compared to cities like Manila, Kuala Lumpur, or Bangkok. Another review, I have used rickshaws many times on visits to Nepal and never had any major problems. Certainly there shouldn't be any issues in using them to go sightseeing. Meanwhile, prices do vary a lot, but once the fare has been agreed, then other than a tip, if you are happy with the driver, there shouldn't be any issues about payment. The Garud statue is crafted to resemble a kneeling human in a greeting pose, decorated with carved amulets on its ears, arms, and wrists, and a snake necklace around its neck. Its broad shoulders have open wings with carved feathers. This rare statue, made from a single rock during the Mulla period, is unique as most large sculptures of that time were made in segments. Larger statues were more common during the Lichavi period. Majudega is a Hindu temple dedicated to Shiva, and it is located in Kathmandu Durbar Square, Nepal. The temple was built by Riddhi Lakshmi, the queen mother of Bhupatendra Mulla, in 1692. The 1971 Indian film Hari Rama Hari Krishna was filmed on the premises of the temple. The April 2015 Nepal earthquake destroyed the temple and it was being rebuilt in 2018. Shiva Parvati Temple is a Hindu temple located in Kathmandu Durbar Square, Nepal. It was built by Bahadur Shah, son of Nepal's first king Prithvi Narayan Shah. The temple survived the April 2015 Nepal earthquake. The Kumari Gar is located near the south entrance to Kathmandu's Durbar Square. Every day, visitors, tourists, and devotees congregate in the courtyard under the Kumari Gar's balcony, expecting to get a sight of a live goddess. According to legend, Nepal's ancient kings and queen worshipped the goddess Talaju. As a result, she made frequent visits to the palace to play card games with the kings. The goddess is reported to have become angry and vanished as a result of a disagreement with King Jayaprakash Mulla. After repeated requests for the king's pardon, she appeared in his nightmares and requested that he chose a young Kumari for her to possess so that the people might continue to respect her. Kalbarov. The large north-facing stone image of Kalbarov has no known date, but King Pratap Mulla placed it in its current location after discovering it in Ranaban, a field north of the city. King Pratap Mulla, a great lover of art, would bring artistic pieces to his palace whenever he found them. Some art historians believe the statue dates back to the 7th or 8th century. The image represents Shiva in his fierce, destructive form and was carved from a single rock. Kalbarov is one of the most famous Bhairav images in Kathmandu, and the shrine is usually crowded with devotees. It was once believed that anyone who lied in front of Kalbarov would spit blood and die instantly, which is why it was used in trials by ordeal. This might also explain why a police station is located nearby. Many people still seek Kalbarov's blessing before beginning a lawsuit, as he is seen as the god of justice among Hindus. Sweatbairov's frightful face is concealed beneath Digu Talaju inside the wooden lattice screen. During the reign of Rana Bahadur Shah, the grandson of Prithvi Narayan Shah, the enormous sculpture was created and put into place in 1795. Only during the week of the Indra Jatra festival in September does the screen open to expose Sweatbairov. Sweatbairov comes alive with celebration during Indra Jatra nights, when local beer spouts from the mouth and men vie for a taste of the sacred beverage. On other days, you can catch a glimpse of Sweatbairov by looking through the latticed window. The square stone pillar, known as the Pratap Dvaja, is topped by a statue of the famous King Pratap Mulla, 1641 to 1674, seated with folded hands and surrounded by his 2 wives and his 5, including an infant, sons. Chayasan Dega or Krishna Mandir in Hanumandoka, Durbar Square is one of the many temples that 17th century king Pratap Mulla built. This temple is special in a way than the other temples, not just in the octagonal shape it has, but also because of the idols inside this temple.
हो गाइड दिने होला भन न मलाई विचार झगडार बजे यार
Hanuman Doka, Nepali Hanuman Elka, is a complex of structures with the royal palace of the Mulla kings and also of the Shah dynasty in the Durbar Square of central Kathmandu, Nepal. The Hanuman Doka Palace, Hanuman Doka Darbar in Nepali, gets its name from the stone image of Hanuman, the Hindu deity that sits near the main entryway. Doka means door or gate in Nepali. The buildings were severely damaged in the 2015 earthquake.
Hi.
Okay. Yes, no problem. One moment. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pose. Hey, one pose. Ah. Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Kageshwar Mahadev Temple is situated at Hanuman Doka Durbar Square, Kathmandu, built in 1711 by Queen Bhuvan Lakshmi. In memory of the late King Bhupendra Mulla, the temple was probably originally a pagoda-style structure in the distinctive local Newari style. Kageshwar, a Hindu deity in the form of an incarnation of Shiva,
कहाँ घन्टी बजाउनु अहिले त कहाँ दिन्छ अष्टमीको दिन मात्रै खुल्छ अनि कहाँ दिन्छ त नि
the Mahinsreshwar Temple or Sano Pashupatinath Temple is situated at the extreme northern end of the Kathmandu Durbar Square. The ancient Gwala city has been surrounded by rivers like the Bagmati and Dobikala, and often in distant past, these rivers used to be flooded in rainy seasons. This, however, created havoc among devotees who could not go daily to pay homage to Lord Pashupatinath. For ease, therefore, the Mulla king, Mahindra Mulla, established Pashupatinath temple in his palace in Kathmandu. This temple is situated in Makhan, Tole of Kathmandu, and hence derives its name Makhan Pashupathi and Sano Pashupathi. With the competition in the artistry in various cities of Nepal mandala, as in the original Lord Pashupatinath temple at Devpatan, the Sano Pashupathi also houses a five-faced Shiva lingam, with a besa inside the temple at east. The five heads of Shiva are called Ishan, Taparusa, Agara, Vamdev, and Sagyojata. A legend of the temple establishment goes as this. A certain Mulla king used to go daily to Pashupatinath temple, but once when there was a great flood, he was unable to go there. He lay at the river bank to see if he could find a way. After a long wait, he slept, and in his dreams came Lord Pashupatinath himself, who asked the king to establish a temple dedicated to him at his palace. Talaju Temple is a Hindu temple dedicated to Talaju Bhavani, the royal goddess of the Mulla dynasty of Nepal. It was built in 1564 by Mahindra Mulla and is located in Hanuman Doka, Kathmandu Durbar Square, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Inside the temple, there is a shire dedicated to Talaju Bhavani and Kumari Devi. Talaju Temple is only opened once a year on the occasion of Dashain. King Rana Bahadur Shah and Queen Rajeshwari created the Big Bell in 1797 on the honor of their infant prince, Gurvan Yuddha. It swings from a temple-shaped roof supported by two stone pillars. It is rung 108 times at 9 a.m. every day during Goddess Talaju devotion and 365 times on Newar New Year to recognize the days of the new year. Large bells like this, present in all three old palaces of Kathmandu Valley, are regarded heavenly in Nepali culture and were thought to drive away ghosts and evil spirits when played in tandem with massive drums. Trailokya Mohan built in 1680 and dedicated to Vishnu/Narayan. Trailokya Mohan is best approached from the opposite side of the Kumari Gar in Kathmandu, Durbar Square.
होइन त्यहाँ नै धेरै थियो नि त अनि मलाई कस्तो औडा लागिरहेको यो फोटो भनेर त्यहाँ मुला मैले इसाराले भनेन
फोटो फोटो होइन
एउटा दुइटा दिँदैन कन्टेन्ट क्रिएटर बिलाई
कहाँ देखा जस्तो लाग्छ पिक्चरमा
बसन्तपुरको टुरिस्ट कति धेरै घुम्ने कन्या कुमारी
Basantapur Durbar Square, just south of Kathmandu Durbar Square, is a lively open-air market full of handmade souvenirs. The area is packed with beautifully crafted items like clothes, bags, jewelry, and goods made from metal and clay. Nepal's handicrafts, including metalwork, pashmina, wood carvings, and paper crafts, are highly popular in countries like India, China, the USA, Japan, and across Europe. This industry not only helps reduce Nepal's trade deficit, but also provides jobs for about 1 million people. It brings in valuable foreign currency through exports, with local demand reaching around NRS 10 billion and exports valued at NRS 15 billion annually. As our tour through Basantapur comes to an end, the echoes of its history and the warmth of its culture remain in the air. The elaborate wood carvings, stately temples, and flow of daily life all serve as reminders of the area's rich legacy, which is still alive. This UNESCO World Heritage Site provides a view into the heart of Kathmandu, where the past and present merge perfectly. As you depart, carry with you the stories revealed by the ancient stones and the dynamic spirit of this timeless location. Until next time, may the spirit of Basantapur be with you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more adventures like these.